There's one right there. That feels good. There's one.
Wow. That's a net full.
There we go.
Good one. Real good one.
Look at that beast.
Beautiful.
Got it. Wow, that's a big one, dude.
That's what it's all about, man.
Nice job, you two.
Lund Boats proudly presents the ultimate fishing experience. This week on Lund's The Ultimate Fishing Experience. Lake Hartwell on the Georgia-South Carolina border is a very popular reservoir for both tournament and recreational anglers. The quality of the fishing for spotted bass, largemouth bass, and stripers is greatly enhanced by the huge schools of blueback herring that offer a high-quality food source to grow these fish fast. Lund Pro Matt Henry and tournament partner Justin Kimmel are looking forward to a day of fishing this productive lake without the added pressures of a tournament setting. The beauty of Lake Hartwell is that an angler can catch big fish with many different techniques over the course of any given day. Keeping it simple, they plan to go out and have fun catching whatever is biting best.
Oh, dang, that's a big one. Big one.
Hey, I'm Matt Henry. I'm here with my buddy Justin Kimmel. We're team partners with fishing tournaments. We're up here on Hartwell. We're about to go have some fun. We're going to go catch some stripers, spotted bass, largemouth, anything that bites. What do you think?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Lake Hartwell's a big lake on the Georgia-South Carolina border. It's a blueback herring fishery. It's extremely popular with tournament fishing and recreation fishing. A lot of striped bass, a lot of spots, a lot of largemouth, and it's mid-November. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. Hartwell's good about being a versatile lake. We're going to go run some points and brush piles and rock and figure out what's going on today. Water temperature's in the mid-60s right now. Supposed to have a good bit of wind. Should be able to catch them today. I think it's going to be a good fishing day.
Seems like a lot of fish are just chasing bait, relating to bait, and figuring out what part of the column they're feeding in is pretty much the challenge every day. Are they up high, somewhere in between, or are they sucking down to the bottom? I would expect we have a couple active periods today where they're just up chasing and they'll eat a spinner bait or anything, and then if they suck down to the bottom like they do on cloudy days here, you know, you might have to slow down with a jig or a shaky head. I'm excited because you might see fish caught on a jigging spoon or a blade bait today, and that, you know, this is about the only time of year you get to do that here, and it can be a fun bite when they're on that. You can catch a pile of fish. The lake's really low right now, so gosh, if we find the right spot, it might be like plucking fish out of a barrel, right? I will say this, there's no fishing tournament pressure on today, so just excited. I'm gonna throw what I want to throw. Might even grab an Alabama rig in the hope that I get a really big striper. You know, it's a day where a striper doesn't make you mad, you know, because you're not tournament fishing. Let's get the party started, man.
Oh yeah, they're on the bottom right here. It's 10 foot deep.
Really?
There's a couple on the bottom right here.
All right. About to make me, well, it's too shallow for a jigging spoon.
Right on my waypoint too, where I got bit.
I was reeling it high that time. I didn't let it sink. It was the first cast I've done that. I've done a lot of, there she is. Oh, be a big old stripe. That's a tuna, dude. It's a big bass, dude. It's a big spot. Get that net. Oh, it's a big old spot. Let's get this party started.
There you go, buddy. Right there, man.
She hit it like a dang truck, man. I thought it was a big old striper. I was rooting for a striper, but gosh, look how big and fat they are in Lake Hartwell. That right there is a quality spotted bass. And look, you can just tell her stomach's just full of herring and shad. Long thing. I mean, dude, that's gonna go 4 pounds. These spots always weigh just a little bit heavier than you think. I'm gonna put this beauty in the well and get a picture, and then we'll let her go later this morning. What a beautiful fish, man. Golly, that just gets me going. Like, that's a kicker in a tournament. That fish is 4 pounds all day long. On the old Alabama rig, son. You know, obviously we don't have forward facing today, so we're fishing a little old school, which I love it. Takes me back to my co-angler days, fishing out of the back of the boat. Oh, that's hooked up. You need the net?
Nah. Yeah. Little guy on a swim bait. Not as big as that first one. Not near the size that other one would eat it.
When I'm just trying to figure out where they're wanting to hit in the morning, you know, a lot of times with cloudy days, I think they're gonna be on the bottom. I've been letting it sink to the bottom and crawl it, and then I've let it come through the middle of the column, and that was my first cast where I cast out there and started reeling right away, and I just felt one hit it, and I was like, okay, you know, that might be right. I think I might have made another cast, maybe not. Maybe it hit me at the end.
It was the next cast.
It was the next cast where I kept it up high again and kept, you know, reeling it at a faster clip, and she trucked it. So that's our first clue. Obviously, 4-pounder like that doesn't lie. That's all we can do is just take the clues as they come. Oh, that gets me juiced.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
Was that a bass that just, or a fish that busted? Oh gosh, that was a mega striper. Right
Come
here.
on, Stripes. Eat my ray rig. Oh, there they are to the right, to the right.
Where?
To the right, 2 o'clock. Oh, come on, tagged me. Tagged me. It's about to go down, it's about to go down. They're just out here cruising over 95 feet of water, just chasing bait. Yeah, there'll be fish on that point too, but out here you're gonna have the spots and the stripers just swimming. You'll have some largemouth too, but.
I can tell you one of those that I saw was like a mega stripe.
Oh, I know, I saw it.
Here they are.
There you go. You needed the net?
I don't know.
You know she's hooked yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, now she wants to take drag. Do I need to get the net?
Yeah, we probably need a net.
If it's a spot,
That's a stripe. A little
smaller
stripe.
one. You need the net still?
Yeah, got light lines.
Yeah, you got gills that'll cut it. Woo, woo, woo. They do pull pound for pound. There you go, Matt. Put it on spotlight. Little striped one. Oh,
What?
they just busted right here.
Got a little school and stripers and spots out here. Fish are blowing up kind of all around us, all over the place, 360 degrees. We went into kind of panic mode trying to catch them. There's some big ones that are like 15, 20 pounders out here, and then there's spots. We've seen some 3 and 4 pound spots coming out of the water. So hopefully we can get hooked up with some more out here. But these are fun little tuggers. Typically, if you find the birds, you find the fish. That was the case in this situation. Seagulls gave them away, and the loons are in the area too. So still see
They
them.
are just running around.
I figure if we go towards this point, we might push some up towards it, and you know, because they're already blowing up over here anyway. So
Get it. Yes.
feels like a small one though.
It's all right. Little spotted lass. Chunky thing.
Yeah, the way that thing. Missed it the first time. Got it the second. That's the way the spots will bite though. They're bad about knocking stuff or bumping it, and sometimes you have to let them have it.
Especially right now, the way they're eating, goodness. Just let them chew on it. We've seen that before.
I bet you there's more than one there.
Yeah, I threw back in there with the worm. They might catch another one on a jig. That's gonna at least tell me something. You know, there's so many things you can do at Lake Hartwell. This time of year, you can chase bait around, you can fish brush, you can go to the bank, fish the backs of creeks. You know, we're fishing a lot of deeper rock right now because it's a great program to catch a really big fish, big spotted bass and big largemouth, you know. So, you know, I think we'd be torn between that and then chasing a lot of the bait chasers around with forward-facing sonar, and since we don't have that today, you know, we're kind of kicking it old school, knowing where the right cover is, hoping that that next cast is going to be a 4 to 5 pounder. But this lake's full of options. If you're just coming down here for fun, you can pretty much fish the way you like to fish, catch quality fish, catch numbers of fish. Come on. Need a net?
There's a better one, yeah. I mean, it's not big, but come on.
Sorry. Football. That is a good football right there, man.
That's a pretty fish right there. It's kind of a good average size for Lake Hartwell. You know, they're healthy, fat. Got a little jig eater here, so fell victim to a jig. We're up here on a kind of a steeper rocky bank. Cloudy conditions today. A lot of these fish will suck down to the bottom, and it's kind of the first cold that we're really getting of the year. So having that cold weather, a lot of times they'll get up here on the rocks and such, so you can catch them. So pretty fish, can't go wrong. They always fight, and love catching these things. Let's get back at it and get another one.
Got his butt. That's a good one. Told you when I get a big one, she'll eat that dang worm. She's got weight on her, meat on her. Yeah, good spotted bass. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes, sir. Football. Caught a good one. Just classic shaky head and broke bite. Look how fat they are. Full blueback herring. You know, the introduction into when blueback herring took off into this lake, gosh, that's a good fish. When they really got into Hartwell, the spotted bass kind of took off with the blueback herring over the last 20 years. And just about 10 years ago, we started seeing those bigger ones start to show up. And then 4 or 5 years ago, man, it started to feel like, man, is this the next Lake Lanier? And now, you know, that was a really good spotted bass, but they're growing even a lot bigger in here now. And it's all about the blueback herring. When the spotted bass got in here, they're really good at being nomadic, chasing down those herring, and you know, it was a perfect storm at Lanier, and now it's happened at Hartwell, where we have, you know, more than one world-class spotted bass fishery in this part of the country. You know, and when I'm talking about world-class spots, obviously, you know, we've heard of these 8 to 10 pounders out west and stuff. What we're getting in the south, you know, Lanier has set the standard where you're seeing 5 and 6 pound spotted bass. You can catch a lot of 4s in Hartwell, and the 5 pounders have shown up, you know, up and down the Savannah River chain, and Hartwell's probably the best of the spotted bass lakes. But the largemouth, they're doing just fine. In fact, they came back with a vengeance this year. So the lake's just really healthy, and it's all about that blueback herring.
So the key to being out here on Lake Hartwell right now, we're here in November. It's you know, a lot of moving around. There's a lot of fish chasing bait, a lot of nomadic fish, and you've got to move around a lot. There's also a lot of brush piles and things that these fish will hold up on for a little bit of time, but we're in a lot of different spots. You know, we don't stay anywhere long. That's the key. That's really the key to Lake Hartwell, being a herring lake. You can pull up on places, you'll catch them, maybe get, you know, 2 or 3 fish, and once you caught those 2 or 3, sometimes it's best just to leave them. Even leave them biting occasionally, because, you know, once you pull them off of whatever you're catching them on, whether it be a cane pile, a brush pile, rock pile, whatever it is, you know, those fish will get out under the boat, and they kind of learn what's up. They start feeling the pressure and know that, you know, they're being targeted, and they almost lock down. You can't catch them the rest of the day. If you leave them quickly, you know, even sometimes, you know, after catching them and, you know, 2 or 3 in a row, you can leave them, come back to them 30 minutes later, an hour later, and you can start catching them again, because they don't really understand what happened and they don't feel the pressure as much. So we're running around, hitting a lot of places, and you know, by the end of the day, I'd say we're probably going to be having hit 50 to 60 places today, and hopefully we're going to keep catching them. Come on. There's one. That's a big one.
Big one? Down in the middle of the ditch, huh? Yeah. It's a good one.
All right, there we go. That's a bait eater right there for you. They're all thick, real fat fish, full of herring. This fish roaming around. Just caught this one out in the middle of a ditch chasing bait. Got it on the Alabama rig, so just chunking around out here in the wind. But this is what Lake Hartwell's all about. It's not a giant, but it's a good quality fish. So far we've been out here on Hartwell on this trip. The sun and the cloud has been kind of popping in and out, and on the sun when it's been out, we've had it to where the fish are actually kind of getting down on the bottom, but when it's cloudy, these fish will roam up high a little bit too. So it's kind of one of those things where we've been doing two different techniques. We've been using jigs on the bottom, we've been using shaky heads on the bottom, we've been using Alabama rigs and some swim baits, kind of reeling around up high in the water column. You kind of have to figure it out hour by hour, minute by minute. They change a lot on this lake, so you're always having to experiment. Today, me and Justin are fishing out of a Lund 1775 Impact Sport. We're out here on Lake Hartwell. This has been an awesome boat to be in for the conditions we've had. Right now, the wind's kind of died down a little bit, but we were in some rough stuff this morning. Wind was blowing. Got the windshields here on the deck, so Justin's had that windshield closed almost the whole time we've been going out through here. So we've been dry. It's been a great ride. We've got a lot of tackle. We carry a lot of stuff. We've got probably 20 rods in this boat right now. We've had plenty of room to move around, but it's been a great fun fishing platform. It's a great boat for people that are looking to have a sport boat or recreation boat. It's got a fish or a ski tow pylon in the back of it, so having the ski tow pylon, you can make it a family boat and be able to have fun, but you're not sacrificing any of the fishability out of it. It also has jump seats in the back deck back here, so up underneath where Justin's standing, you can actually lift up the back, and it's pretty cool how to lift up, and but it's not taken away from the fishing platform when nobody's sitting there. So this boat's powered by a 115 Mercury Pro XS 4-stroke. Moves around the lake great. Everybody's heard of Lund Boats. They've been around for 75 years. But you don't see a lot of them in the south. They've always been popular up north. But this is an awesome multi-species boat for striper fishing, crappie fishing, cat fishing. We're out here bass fishing. Great boat for the south. Everybody's got that thing where they know about it up north, but they're missing out down here in the south. Yeah. It's a largemouth.
Came back and took my fish. That's tag team right there.
That's a pretty largemouth right there. That's what we've kind of been looking for. Look how it ate that jig. Justin actually just got that bite and got to throw back in there, and we got it. But you can see we got some red lips going on there, way back up under a dock. The sun popped out on us for a little bit, and we had to change gears, so we came up to fish some docks. Got some little channel docks with some brush over here. So that's some pretty Lake Hartwell largemouth right there. So we're gonna put this largemouth in the live well real quick, and we're gonna get some pictures here in a few minutes.
I skipped all the way to the black float under there, and that's when that trolling motor fiasco happened, where he accidentally hit the constant and the boat took off. So my line was tight and we were wrapped, I was out of position, and that bite goes thump. And of course I missed it. And he was smart enough to believe me and pick up his jig rod and go steal my fish.
He's right occasionally. Every once in a while.
Hey, I don't care. As a team, we've been team partners for 18 years. We have never, ever cared who caught them and who netted them.
Dropped down to that little finesse jig right there instead of the big jig, the football jig. So went to a little finesse jig, dipped the tails in chartreuse.
We got a little more light in the sky. It's kind of partly cloudy, but the sun came out today, and we decided to switch gears and try to get a good bite on the dock, and it paid off. Up front, with the 1-2 punch, I'm throwing a jig and just pitching at targets and skipping it up under, through holes on the dock. And he gets a better angle on front. So it's tough for the guy in the back, like when we're fishing team tournaments, to fish the more aggressive bait, if you will, especially a swim bait. You really need angles. You want to come across the sides of the docks, the fronts of the docks, maybe hit the corner. Every now and then there might be a pole holding it. A lot of times with these floating docks there isn't. But it's just a good 1-2 punch. He's covering the water column up high. A lot of times the water's clear enough, it'll pull a fish from a long way away. And then for those fish that are just kind of down near the bottom and not willing to chase the swim bait, I'm kind of cleaning it up with the jig. And you know, it paid off today, but it's a really good program this time of year when you're targeting a big one, because you can always catch a 3, 4, 5, 6 pound largemouth on a dock. Spots too, but you can always get a big largemouth on a dock on Lake Hartwell this time of year.
Oh, dang, there's a big one. Big one. Big one.
She's got me dogged, dude.
Get in here.
There's your big one. Like I said, you can always catch a 4 or 5 pound largemouth on Lake Hartwell this time of year. Man, what a way to end the day right there.
We're fine right here.
It's awesome. Look how fat that fish is. Oh my gosh. That's gonna make for a great picture when we get him and yours, mine and yours. Man, thanks for having me out here.
Man, that's an awesome fish right there. So this is what Lake Hartwell's got in it right here. We've been fishing all kinds of patterns. Lake Hartwell's known for junk fishing. You got to change up hour to hour, minute to minute. We've been out throwing Alabama rigs out over you know, offshore structure and brush piles, and when the fish were high, and when when the sun kind of popped out a little bit, and then it got cloudy, and then we do some other things. And so we've been catching them on jig, shaky head, Alabama rig, swim bait. And this is a jig fish here. We've had some glide bait fish. This Lake Hartwell. This is what makes it so much fun being on Lake Hartwell.
Yeah, special lake.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.